Right now on the WHAS11 19, Donald Trump is indicted on federal charges, the accusations against him, his response, and what this means in his run for the White House. Also, inside Derby City Gaming's new hotel, from the corner suites to the game's expansion, right in time as Kentucky legalizes sports betting. Plus, a little boy's toy taken right off his front porch in Okolona. Tonight, the mom's message for the thief. The WHAS 1119 starts now. Thanks for joining us right here at 11. I'm Shay McAllister. Doug's off tonight. First, here at 11, former President Donald Trump has been indicted on federal charges connected to his handling of classified information while out of office. ABC's Justin Finch has the accusations and when Trump is expected in court.
An American first, Donald Trump, a former U.S. president, taking to social media to say he had been informed that a federal grand jury has voted to indict him in the special counsel's investigation into his handling of classified documents at his Mar-a-Lago estate after leaving office. Trump posting a video message on social media.
I'm innocent, and we will prove that very, very soundly and hopefully very quickly. Thank you very much.
Sources say there will be at least 7 counts, ranging from willful retention of national defense information to conspiracy to obstruct justice to corruptly concealing a document or record. Trump's alleged refusal to return government records to the National Archives prompted a federal judge to authorize a search of his Mar-a-Lago home last August. That search turning up more than 100 classified documents, despite Trump's team saying all requested materials were handed over. ABC's Pierre Thomas saying his sources expect the indictment will lay out prosecutors' case in stunning detail.
They have told me that the evidence amassed by the FBI is compelling and in some cases devastating.
On Monday, Trump's lawyers met with at least one Department of Justice official and with special counsel Jack Smith, the federal prosecutor Attorney General Merrick Garland appointed to lead the probe. The meeting followed Trump and his defense team receiving a target letter weeks earlier from the DOJ, notifying them Trump was the focus of a criminal investigation. Trump, a frontrunner for the 2024 Republican presidential nomination, now adding a new battle.
He is battling for his political life here. He may be battling for his freedom. These are serious charges that could mean a serious jail time.
And ABC News has learned the former president has been ordered to appear in federal court in Miami Tuesday. Justin Finch, ABC News, Washington.
Back here at home, it is that fiscal time of year for Metro Council, full of dollar signs and back and forth. The budget discussions continue tonight, reviewing the largest chunk of Mayor Craig Greenberg's $1.1 billion budget. That's for LMPD. Connor Steffen joins us live alongside photojournalist Ian Hartwitt. Connor, we've seen some scrutiny coming from the community over the size of LMPD's budget. Did any council members echo that today?
So, Shay, I would say no, it didn't appear that way. There were actually Metro Council members that made it a point to say they support LMPD and its efforts going forward. With that said, it doesn't mean they weren't looking to make some tweaks to this latest budget.
A $222 million discussion.
We will begin immediately with council questions
over the Louisville Metro Police Department's next budget. LMPD's 2 top-ranking officers sat poised and ready at the mic.
I see a note that we got as a committee.
I'm thinking about that is because
very impressive.
How and when to field dozens of questions from Metro Council's budget committee.
So tell us a little bit about the recruitment strategy and why you think this is going to help.
we have been aggressively working towards our recruitment efforts.
Still falling short of filling its 292 department vacancies, LMPD plans to use $1 million of its proposed budget on recruiting. They want to use $200,000 of that to pay an outside firm with marketing expertise to execute its hiring strategy.
But we need someone that actually has that skill set in actually targeting groups all over our city. If you don't hit the hiring goal, do you have any other strategies that is going to help reduce crime? Being present, being visible, and being accessible is going to help us in fighting crime.
Building trust becomes even more important as LMPD prepares to negotiate reforms with the Department of Justice.
Can you speak a little bit how the reforms that are coming out of the DOJ report, like, and what the funding, for those and to address those are?
As you know, we were previously funding the majority of the response to the Department of Justice through the ARP funds.
Some of those American Rescue Plan dollars will roll over into the 2024 budget, but they won't fund all the reform efforts. We still don't know yet what costs will look like under a consent decree. However, we do know LMPD will spend millions on creating new positions, including new police academy training jobs, civilian investigators, and specialists tasked with reviewing search warrants.
We have a gang issue. Can you give me any strategies? Within the budget, there's a great program.
That's the Gang Resistance Education and Training Program. Coming with a price tag of $45,000, it will train and certify 25 LMPD officers to teach gang resistance to young people. Just one part of a plan now awaiting budget approval from the council.
So this was a 2-hour-long meeting chock full of different topics. Obviously, we couldn't touch on all of those here in this broadcast. So if you want to learn more about things like security cameras and drones and other technology, or LMPD's new wellness center, its new headquarters, head over to our website, WHAS11.com. We have a further breakdown there. But for now, live here in downtown Louisville, Connor Steffen, the WHAS 11 night team on your side.
All right, Connor, thank you very much. A man accused of killing his mother may be released from a treatment facility just in the next few days, something his family calls absolutely terrifying. Gavin Perkins was charged with murder in 2018, accused of shooting and killing his own mother. Because of his mental state, he was found incompetent to stand trial twice, and prosecutors dismissed the criminal case against him. This past April, he was admitted to Central State Hospital, but now he's expected to be released on Saturday. Family members say that leaves them worried for their safety and the public's.
If you're willing to take your loving mother's life, whose life would you not be willing to take?
According to the family, the new prosecutor on the case told them the law requires a person to have a previous conviction in order to be held for a long period of time. In a statement, Jarena Weathers says her office filed a petition on Thursday to admit Gavin for 360 days. Now it's up to medical professionals to decide what comes next. A Shively police officer is under investigation, now facing more than 20 counts of speeding more than 100 miles per hour. Police say he had his 3-year-old child in the car with him on almost half of those cases. Shively police say a criminal and internal investigation was launched immediately after a civilian filed a complaint against Officer William Boers. The officer was issued a criminal summons and will be required to appear in court, charged with speeding, wanton endangerment, and official misconduct. He is right now on paid administrative leave. New at 11, a thief caught on camera stealing a child's toy from a front yard in South Louisville. It happened late last week. Surveillance video from the Okolona home shows a man walking up around 1:30 in the morning. He first walks up the driveway, right around the family car, and then is seen taking the 1-year-old's Power Wheel. The couple says when they woke up the next morning, they were shocked.
Anger first.
It was bad thoughts.
Anger.
But then I calmed down, then we thought about it, I hope somebody that really needed it got it more than anything anymore.
And then there's heartbreak.
Yeah.
Your heart breaks for your kid.
Then when he's asking for his car or his vroom vroom, it's hard to,
Daddy vroom vroom.
The couple says they plan to replace that Power Wheel for their son. Also new tonight, a proposed bill would strengthen the charges in drug overdose deaths in Kentucky, potentially even charging someone with murder. Today in Frankfort, an interim committee heard testimony from law enforcement about the new bill. Right now, police can charge someone with manslaughter if they provide drugs that lead to a deadly overdose. This proposal would allow for a murder charge. Richmond, Kentucky Police Chief Rodney Richardson testified his department has charged about 15 people with manslaughter in connection to overdoses, but he says the parents of victims want to see more.
But I can only imagine how the parents feel when we tell them that the individual that caused their baby's death can only be charged with manslaughter and not murder. They just can't comprehend why it's any different.
The bill was originally filed during the last legislative session. Supporters hope it will be discussed again next year. Now to the dangerous air quality advisories impacting major cities like Washington, D.C. and New York. and also us right here in Kentuckiana. It's all coming from Canada, where hundreds of wildfires are burning. Yesterday, a large plume of smoke descended on New York City, creating an eerie dystopian glow. Massive skyscrapers and bridges were barely visible in that thick orange haze. Officials continue to urge people to stay indoors, and if not, mask up, preferably with a high-quality mask like an N95.
This is our old friend, one you never want to see again, perhaps, but this mask can make a difference.
You know, this particulate's very damaging to the lungs and to the heart, so just want to make sure that we're being as safe as we can to protect our health.
And we are expecting to see some relief on Friday and over the weekend. Winds expected to shift and hopefully move that smoke away from the country. In the meantime, local doctors are warning of the health impacts associated with poor air quality. We know those with chronic illnesses like COPD and asthma will notice the respiratory impacts immediately, but what most people don't think about is the impact air pollution can have on your heart.
And acutely, again, right away, help trigger things like heart attacks. But long-term exposure can also put you at risk for heart disease. It can also increase your risk of diabetes and different cancers.
Nurse practitioner Rachel Keith says the best way to protect yourself is through prevention. She echoes the advice to avoid the outdoors during times like this or wear a mask if you have to be outside.